She laughs, she leans in, she texts back promptly. She even compliments your vibe, but something still feels off. Then she drops one of those lines. It doesn't sound like an insult. It's subtle, smooth, wrapped in velvet, but beneath the softness, there's a razor blade. These aren't just red flags. They're psychological traps designed to make you stay when you should be walking away. Today, we're not just exposing them, we're decoding them, peeling them back, and showing you what they really mean underneath. Because high-value men don't fall for sweet talk. They listen with their instincts. They spot the script, and when the moment comes, they leave the table with dignity. Let's dive in. Sign 1. You deserve better than me. Translation. I already know I won't respect you. It sounds humble, even sweet. You're sitting there listening to her say it with those sad eyes and that soft voice. You deserve better than me. And maybe you think she's being vulnerable, protecting you from herself. But here's the truth most men never want to hear. When a woman says this, she's telling you she's already made up her mind. She's not admiring you. She's disqualifying herself and then sitting back to see if you'll still chase her anyway. Because if you do, you lose. This phrase is a landmine masked as humility. It's a reverse qualification test. And if you fall for it, if you respond by saying, no, don't say that. You're amazing, you've just told her. I'll take you even if you don't think you're good for me. And now the power shift begins. You start trying harder. You start proving your worth. You think she's fragile, but she's actually fencing. Because a high-value woman doesn't push you away, she pulls you in carefully, intentionally. But a woman who says, you deserve better, is placing a bet that your self-esteem is low enough for you to ignore her red flags, that you're needy enough to fix her. And worse, she's already planning her exit while leaving you the illusion of control. Don't take the bait. When someone tells you who they are, believe them. Because once she drops that line, she's told you everything you need to know. She doesn't feel good enough. She won't try to grow into someone better. She's inviting you to settle and feel lucky while doing it. And you're not here to babysit potential. You're here to build a legacy, to lead, to love with standards. So when she says it, don't argue, don't chase, don't fix. Just say, you're right, and walk away. Sign 2. My ex was crazy. Translation, I was probably the problem, but let's pretend it wasn't me. You've heard it before. It usually comes early, first or second date. A casual sip of wine, a lean forward, and then, my ex was insane. You wouldn't believe what I went through. And suddenly, you're her therapist, her white knight, her emotional sponge. But let's pause for a second. Why is she talking about her ex when she should be learning about you? Why is she rewriting her history? And why does she need to tell you he was the villain? Here's the truth. If every guy in her past was toxic, chances are she was the chaos. If she's still talking about him, she's not over him. She might be over the relationship, but not the attention, not the drama, not the adrenaline that came from the dysfunction. A woman who's healed doesn't need to trash her past. She doesn't need to weaponize it. But a woman who says, my ex was crazy, is waving a flag that reads, I have no accountability, I feed off chaos, I'm emotionally stuck, and you're my rebound distraction. And here's the part that stings. If you stay, you become the next ex she talks about, and the cycle continues. She's not warning you about him, she's warning you about herself. So what do? You listen, you nod, you say, sounds like you've been through a lot. Then you pay the bill and you leave because you don't build a castle on the ruins of someone else's war. You find a woman who's done the work, who speaks about her past with grace, not grenades, because your peace is too expensive to rent out to someone else's damage. Sign 3. You're too nice. Translation, you're not dangerous enough to excite me, let's be real. No man wants to hear that he's too nice, as if being kind is a flaw, as if respecting her, listening to her, and caring for her is a turnoff. But let me decode what she's actually saying. You don't make me feel anything. She's not rejecting your kindness. She's rejecting the fact that you're predictable, safe, easy, and emotionally convenient. And here's the brutal truth. If she can predict your every move, she will never fantasize about you. Nice guys are rarely loved. They're liked, approved, appreciated, but they don't keep her up at night wondering where she stands. They don't make her heart race when they enter a room. They don't leave her wondering, who is this man? Because the nice guy is always available, always agreeable, always there. And while women say they want a good man, they don't want a man who's good at being forgettable. Here's what's really happening. She tested you. She pushed, she pulled, she created tension, and you avoided all of it. You made her comfortable, but not curious. You gave her everything except the chase and the attraction it thrives on. Uncertainty, challenge, contrast. So when she says, "You're too nice," what she really means is, "You never made me feel like I could lose you, so I never really valued having you, and that's on you." Sign 4. I'm not ready for a relationship right now. Translation: I'm not ready for a relationship with you. This line is a classic. It's polite, it's sweet, it's so well rehearsed it should be in a museum of modern female exit strategies. You've heard it. You've probably said it yourself. But when it comes from a woman you've been investing in, giving your time, energy, maybe even love, it hits like a sucker punch. I'm not ready for a relationship right now. At first you might nod and say, I understand. You might even think maybe she needs time. Maybe she's been hurt. But the truth is uglier, simpler, colder. She is ready for a relationship, just not one with you. Because a woman who truly sees your value, who feels lit up by your presence, your strength, your mystery, won't risk losing it. She won't bench you for later. She won't freeze you in emotional purgatory while she explores other options. She won't say someday, she'll say, let's try now. Try. Here's where men go wrong. They wait, they hover, they stay friends. They become the emotional support dog while she dates the guy with the edge. But let me be blunt. A woman who tells you she's not ready is already walking away. And the longer you stay, the smaller you feel. The more you try to prove you're worth it, the more invisible you become. You can't convince someone to be ready for you. You either awaken something in her or you don't. It's not a value issue, it's a chemistry issue. And if you keep giving her boyfriend-level effort without girlfriend-level commitment, she'll drain you dry and still call you a great guy. So next time you hear it, smile, stand tall and say, that's totally fine. But I'm not looking to be someone's maybe. I'm looking for my hell, yes. Then leave. Because high-value men don't wait around for women who aren't sure. They walk toward the ones who are. Sign 5. Let's see where this goes. Translation: you're the backup plan. Have you ever been in that awkward limbo where you're texting, talking, hanging out, sleeping over, but there's no title, no clarity, and no direction? And when you finally ask her what you are, she says, let's just see where this goes. Now pause. Let's break this down. She's not saying yes, she's not saying no. She's keeping you emotionally invested without investing anything herself. This is the illusion of connection, a beautiful trap wrapped in ambiguity. You think you're building something, but you're actually on a treadmill, running in place while she scans the horizon for someone better. And here's the psychological game behind this phrase. It keeps you hopeful. It keeps her in control. It keeps you emotionally available while she stays emotionally detached. She's buying time. She's using your stability while chasing someone else's excitement. And you? You're just the layover on her way to a destination you'll never see. Let's be real, a woman who's truly into you will never be vague about it. She won't say, let's see where this goes. She'll say, I like where this is going. And then she'll match your energy with clarity, depth, and effort. Here's what you do when you hear this line. You don't argue, you don't push, you don't audition. You simply say, I don't do let's see, I do let's build. And if she's not on the same page, close the book, because life's too short to wait for someone who's still deciding if you're worth the read. There's strength in knowing when to stay, but there's power in knowing when to walk away. A weak man hears those phrases and waits for change. A high-value man hears them and recognizes the exit cue. He doesn't explain, he doesn't beg, he doesn't need closure because her words were the closure. Let her play her games, let her test the waters, let her chase the thrill of uncertainty. You choose peace, you choose clarity, you choose yourself. Thank you for watching, and see you in the next one.